All right, hello Divine Feminine, how are you? I did get my stand finally. I got this new deck. I'm going to move things around and it should be looking better. I don't know, I've been having a little bit of a rough time. I hope you guys are, I got the sun in the tower. It's kind of how it is right now. There's been so many good things that have manifested, but there's also prices to be paid for all of that, right? Like, I haven't had a kitchen for like almost 4 months, and that has been really, really starting to weigh on me. It's just too much. Sorry, my dry skin. So let us. Also, I would really appreciate it if you would leave a comment or put a purple heart or 1111 or something just to show. Wow, look what just fell out. That's amazing. That's one of my Divine Masculines cards, like my particular Divine Masculines cards. So that's so cute. Oh, now I'm gonna get teary. Just because sometimes this journey gets so difficult and rocky and lonely, and just so someone knows that you're there, and I know you're there, and we know that each other's there. Let's see what's going on. I would really appreciate it. Electric eel, so sort of towery energy. Wow, we haven't had this card come out in a long time. Koi, and then the porcupine. Time for a beginner's mind. Maybe it's time for us. Wow, beautiful energies here. Spirit's always with us, co-creating with us. Always there for us. I feel so emotional right now. I always feel so lucky to be on this journey, but there is a weight that comes with it, and it is not easy at times to do the amount of, wow, all right, okay, that's never happened before. To do the amount of up-leveling one has to do in this lifetime. So we see that all shuffled now. So let's do it. King of Wands. Queen of Wands. Wow. Eight of Swords. Both in reverse. Judgment. Wow, a Saturn. This is a very unique deck. Sometimes decks find me. Like, this Judgment has the yin yang and Saturn on it, which is very interesting. Karma. Oh my god, look at that. I've only dealt out this deck once, and every single card was in reverse. So we have the King and the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands. The Page of Swords, the Eight of Swords, the Ace of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. Oh my god, I was actually going to say it. I'm so glad that they all fell on the table. The Queen of Cups and the Nine of Wands. Wow. Bottom of the deck is Temperance with the mermaid tail. Page of Pentacles with the all-seeing eye. The Queen of Swords. Wow, wow, wow. What do we have here? I feel like your masculine feels very confused about your feelings right now. So he wants to know the truth about what's coming through here is like your desires. It could be physical, but it also could be like your life. I get the feeling from this electric eel card that it's like you want change. Bring your ideas to life. You want change. And I feel it's such a tower card to me, that particular card. The world. I almost feel like you're thinking, well, I really have to leave things behind. Strong energies here. Queen of Pentacles on the bottom. We have all the queens on the table. Interesting. This Eight of Swords, I'm trying not to sigh like that all the time. The Seven of Cups, the Eight of Swords, and the Ace of Swords all have this cloud with an eye. And it's giving me this feeling of like, you're not seeing him well. It's either he's blocked you, he's restricted you from seeing something, or you just aren't seeing things clearly around him right now. And I feel like you're tired of it. There's like a feeling here of wanting to let go of the fatigue of holding yourself in a particular situation or kind of entrapment, you know? You're like, I have all of these possibilities here. The Eight of Swords is upright. And yet I'm just stuck in this one situation. And it feels like it's restricting your movement forward. Like, literally, I know that Wands is the spirit, but it feels to me like it's this fire energy of like, I need to create. I need to have this new experience now. And I see two cards here of feeling kind of stuck. And you're like, the feeling I get is I might just have to move forward without ever hearing his truth, right? You have the King of Wands above the Page of Swords, and then the Queen of Wands above the Ace of Wands. And it's like, if he just can't get this together and come, you know, in a lot of ways, this is like what I feel. Interesting. Oh, God. Okay. A lot of cards of watching here, of course. I don't know. It looks like he's not making movement towards you, or progression, I should say, because there's this healing going on. He is ascending. He is healing. He's trying to rid himself of this outdated thinking. I think I touched on that in the last reading I did. But I see it here. Karma, judgment, outdated thinking. King of Cups with the snake, right? My karmic card. I think he realizes that there was a soul connection that had to teach him the difference between like what looks good and what is good. Or there's a lesson of some sorts here around, you know, Four of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups reversed. You know, I am kind of seeing the Four of Cups Rider-Waite card in my head for some reason. Like, I really want to look at it now because they keep showing it to me. And I love this Temperance card, right? this Temperance card versus the Temperance card. She has dove into the ocean, and the moon and the stars is all right here, and it has 4 stars on it. They keep kind of highlighting the number 4 for me right now, but it seems to be very important for some reason. The why spirit. So he's really, really trying to find stability within himself. And I think for some of you, that's the 4 of Pentacles. You're going to be like, but he is stable, but he doesn't feel stable, is part of this issue. Look at all the 4s came out except the one I'm looking for. There it is. So apparently I need to see them all. You know, so we have him meditating under a tree here, right? 3 of Cups. Partying, good times, celebration, and then enters a divine 4th cup. Okay? Divinely given to him. And this is part of this conflict within him that I feel. I think at one point he just wished this would all go away so much. Like, you know, when you have something happen and it's a tower, you know, and you're finally able to go to sleep and you wake up, like you probably have been exhausted, and you wake up and for a minute you feel this relief, and then it sinks back into you. Oh, that wasn't a dream, that really happened. There's that feeling of desiring that relief so badly that he created almost more turbulence. Like, partially through silence, partially through like withholding his feelings, and then partially through the fact that he has known he could have created something very beautiful. But remember what I always say about karmics, they have to choose them. So I just keep feeling this very, very grounded energy, like where the wands enter the earth, right? Like it's like this grounded energy. It's like I have to get back to like my feet on the earth, my stability. He may have gotten literally like knocked down by things that have happened in his life. And I feel during those times, words that you said, words of affirmation that you said, literally were piercing his heart. I don't know why I keep saying literally, but like, I see him laying in darkness. I see him being very alone. And I see him thinking to himself about the words that you have said to him and how different they actually are than the words most people have said to him. And it's like this like angel devil or the scales, right? We have this temperance card with the yin yang. Oh, sorry, it's judgment. Where it's like, what are you going to believe? You know, when we grow up in an abusive situation or a really bad situation, we are programmed with these words that we believe are true, right? These people love us. They programmed us with these words. And then you have someone come along, like a teacher or a mentor or a friend, and tell you that you're great. And it's literally like there's, like, what's that saying? It bounces off of me and sticks to you or whatever. Like, those words can't get in until that the shell that has been formed to protect us. It's so weird how that shell works, right? Because that shell forms, but it's almost like that shell holds in the negative stuff just as much as it holds out the positive stuff. And you think that it's protecting you, but in a lot of ways, it keeps you stuck. And I see him laying like on a bed in the dark with this, like, I can see the armor over his heart right here. And it's like your words have pierced his heart. It's like your words have been the key to unlock that armor. And I know it's very dramatic sounding, but I'm telling you, when he has hit rock bottom and he had nothing, your words were there. And your words meant something to him. More valuable than anything else. Any kind of quote unquote love that he's gotten was like nothing compared to the belief that you had in his innate goodness. So I hope I did that justice. That reading was straight channeling and far beyond these cards, just so you know that. They sent a very, very strong message about what he wanted to say to you and how much you have affected his heart in this separation. And remember, separation does not mean that you never see them. Okay. So he does feel still in a lot of ways unworthy. And they're saying you still actually have some worthiness stuff going on too. Your commitment is being tested. Luck is on your side. We got this last time because this is on the bottom of the deck when I picked this up. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. So that's what's coming on the 17th. Confidence is key. Emotions are running high. Interesting. I just posted a video about emotions. Answers you need are coming. It's time to take action. A time to give rather than receive. So you have a big choice to make, and that's kind of, it's not a scale, but it's not a path, but it's just a choice, is what they want to show me. It's like you get to choose between love or fear. And these two cards right here seem to be kind of the pivotal choice. New moon in Aquarius, new moon in Scorpio. And then, like, we got the beginner's mind. Here we have a new start is coming. You get the chance to start again. They're showing me like a whiteboard or a slate being cleaned. It's like, and I think I've said this before. I don't really remember, but and once again we have this. I mentioned in the last one too, the bow and arrow seems to be important. It says, have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation or meeting, hesitation. And I found it so interesting that if you watch the VMAs, you know, I love music, Chapel Run came out with bow and arrow. I think it's a very, and it's here too. I think it's an important symbol for deciding to aim at something worthy of you. And often when I'm teaching manifestation or coaching manifestation, one of the most, I would say it's the most critical part of it, is that your choice of what you're aiming at is always going to reflect your self-image and how much you think you deserve. And well, okay dokie. Getting that to move is probably the hardest thing that there is. Or believing that you deserve good things. Either of those two they're almost the same. I crave you, I miss your laugh, I miss your smell, you're on his mind, two joining together, the rat. My friends know I'm not over you, Saturn, and you're so spiritual, I feel inadequate. I still fantasize. Hurting you hurt me more than I ever imagined. So you're dominating his mind, but he does have some fears. He has some fears about providing. He has some fears about what his family will say. He has fears about what friends think, even though he may like brag or whatever, talk about you. There still is this feeling that, like I said, if you don't actually feel like you're worthy of love, that's not something you're going to aim your bow and arrow towards, right? Because you feel like a fraud doing that. You feel like, well, why should I bother? I can't have that. That's not for me, because internally, it's really like I'm not enough. I don't deserve it. I will mess it up. I'm like, I could say a whole bunch of negative things that I'm sure, as I always say, parents are doing the best that they can. And so if he has those things playing over and over in his mind, if there was, that kind of talk in his house, or that kind of like silencing, either way, like, you're so dumb, or do not talk, or whatever there was, he has a really harsh judgment of himself, especially emotionally. And I feel really strongly here that it's his emotional development that is causing all of this turmoil. He knows he got handed the divine cup. He knows he dumped the cup out. And now he's kind of unpacking all of the pain that goes along with all of those things. It's like it compounded all of the stuff, right? Your ego, to stay intact, has to prove itself right. So if he went through a dark night of the soul, or he went through rock bottom, he had to actually look at himself and say, deconstruct that ego, crack open that armor, and then choose to believe. Okay, and also, if the karmic has been proven to be lying, to be hurting him, to be not who she said she was, energy, not gender, then he had to look at that too. And he had to say, is she right? Is the stuff she's saying correct? Or is the stuff you're saying correct? And if it's not a person, it's an entity, right? What else did it? So, as I opened with, there's only so much and so fast you can do it. I say this all the time about shadow work. Like, even though I'd be like, can I do all of the shadow work at once? But you can't. You have to integrate it. This is why it's so hard for people. It's not an intellectual exercise. It's an emotional exercise. And if you have to open up to it. Intention. That's a beautiful card. Be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Did I not say that? Be bold with your request to the universe. Aim your bow and arrow at what you actually want. And if you want something and you're afraid to try for it, this is for me too. It's like, then do the shadow work around it. Do the shadow work. What's there? What's stopping you? Safely express your anger. Use anger as a positive force. Honor that all of your emotions are sacred. Leadership. Step into your leadership. Share your message. Inspire and empower others. I love this card. Expansion. Spread your wings and soar. That's how I've been using that word in an affirmation for like 4 days now. It's funny. Share your message and shine your light. Show the world what you're made of. Hope. Look, it looks like the masculine. Stay positive. The worst is behind you. Look up to the light. Compassion. So I think this is actually the slate. Like, I think this is actually asking you, do you want to forgive? Do you want to let it go? Be gentle with yourself. Forgiveness will set you free. See the light in yourself and others. Do you want to adventure and polarity? Wow, pretty. Support. Ask for help. Get more rest and nurture yourself. And then under that is intuition and rebirth, which is beautiful. These are beautiful cards. This is one of my favorite cards. I think it's so beautiful. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition and no matter what. Rebirth. Reinvent yourself. I feel this so strongly right now. Give life to your dreams and create a new reality. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's gorgeous. Okay, I'm trying to keep them a little shorter because I think people get tired. Let's get some advice. And who can you call in? What energies can you ask for help if you feel aligned with them? Of course, the unicorns are 9th dimensional, very high vibrational. Generally, you have to step their energy down at least one step to get them to kind of connect with you. Mother Mary is very good at this. Ishtar, boundaries. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energy. Unag, easy does it. There is no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing with the dove. And then Irene, peace. There's no need to worry. Everything is working out beautifully. And Ostara. So the same ones as yesterday. And then Vesta, home. Your household situation is improving either through a move or healthy change in its occupants. Oh, lovely. I feel for some of you, there's money coming. I don't normally talk about that, but I do feel it. It says the perfect time to start new projects, access new ideas, give birth to new conditions. Money is something you want to call in. Herkimer Diamond, dreams. So all these energies you can call in, meditation, and ask for some of the masters to help you, or the actual crystal, or you can use the crystals. Pyromorphite, patience. 2 cards of boundaries, 2 cards of patience. Red jasper, healthy boundaries, Mother Earth. And then a card of sexuality and the inner child. So a 5th house energy. And another card of peace, soul sight. 5th house being really heavily activated here. And along with the 1st house. We are coming to the Venus-Jupiter trine, which is an extremely beneficial time leading up to the Pisces full moon. Stay there? Okay. Let there always be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life, regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. It's important right now to take a step back and spend some time alone instead of placing your focus. Oh, look what we got. On another, now is the time to give to yourself. Twin flames. Your passion ignites. And then surrender. So if you are working on surrender, I was so confused. I know I've talked about this a couple times. I was so confused about surrender for the longest time. Surrender is just simply accepting everything as it actually is right now. And not using your mind to try to explain it or morph it or change it or take action to do something. It's just everything is as it is right now. And not putting like an emotional kind of judgment is the right word on it, but just allowing it to be. And that's all I have for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I would really, really appreciate you throwing a heart or a number or a thumbs up or anything in the comments if you would like to support it. It would mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. Bye for now.